Good morning, everybody, and welcome to God Seekers Sunday School class. It's just been an interesting week, hasn't it? Hopefully, you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving and were able to celebrate what the Lord has done in your lives. And I'm excited to see what He has for us today. First, let's go ahead and sing some songs, and then we'll get into our class afterwards. Thank you. God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong. It shall forever more endure, the saints and angels sung. During these times that are difficult and we tend to focus in on ourselves, we tend to focus on the bad, but I want to remind everybody that He has made me glad and that this is the day that the Lord has made. And because of His love, how rich and pure it is, the fact that it's measureless, it helps us endure every single day. And we can give that love of God to others. So thank you for singing. So today, Grace Point is online again, November 29th, and so be watching in the morning, 9 a.m. and 10:45. Okay, for birthdays this week, we have Dorothy Barse on Tuesday, December 1st, and then Wednesday, December 2nd, is Elaine DiArchangel. So let's wish them a happy birthday this week. I want to remind everybody, Christmas cards for missionaries, let's be getting those in as soon as possible. And let's encourage our missionaries who are overseas, who are retired, who are our Links missionaries, just all the people that we're connected with. Just send them a nice note, let them know that you're praying for them and that you support them. Here's the prayer request for the week. As we see, Denise is doing a little bit better, and so is Ceci. We also have a note from Heidi that she's just been so encouraged and blessed by the prayer support and the way people have been showing love. So here's her update on the screen, and here's some more updates from Janita and from Brenda Lewis. So feel free to read through those, as well as continuing prayer for Jim Hunt and Charlene and others as well. So here's that list too. Today I have a short devotional called The Direction of Focus. This is not a series, this is just a short devotional thought for today. And it comes from Psalms 123:2. Psalms 123:2. Behold, as the eyes of servants look to the hand of their masters, as the eyes of a maid to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to the Lord our God until He has mercy on us. The mood in the scripture is having a complete dependence. The servants of God depend on Him and respond to Him as faithful servants do to their earthly master or mistress. The scripture kind of hit me this week because we see this word picture of a slave waiting for every move, for every moment that the master is going to do something or say something or move his hand or whatever it might be. They're sitting there waiting with anticipation to serve in any way that they can serve. So the scripture says, "So our eyes look to the Lord our God till He shows us His mercy." This verse is a description of a total reliance on God. Just as the eye of a servant are riveted on their master, our eyes should be directed to and focused on God. This is how knowledge of His countenance is gained and how God reveals Himself to us. See, our spiritual strength begins to be drained when we stop lifting our eyes to Him. And when we start focusing on things around us, our spiritual batteries start being diminished and they start being drained. And Satan wants us to focus on him. See, our stamina is sapped, not so much through like external troubles surrounding us, but through problems in our thinking. We wrongfully think, I suppose I've been stretching myself a little too much, standing too tall and trying to look like God instead of being an ordinary, humble person. We have to realize that no effort can be too high. So, for example, you came to a crisis in your life, you took a stand for God, and even had the witness of the Spirit as confirmation that what you did was right. But now, maybe weeks or years have gone by, and you have slowly come to the conclusion, well, maybe what I did showed too much pride or was superficial. Was I taking a stand a bit too high for me? Your rational friends come and say, "Don't be silly. We knew when you first talked about this spiritual awakening that it was a passing impulse and that you couldn't hold up under the strain. And anyway, God doesn't expect you to endure." You respond by saying, "Well, I suppose I am expecting too much." That sounds humble to say, but it means that your reliance on God is gone, and you are now relying on worldly opinions. See, the danger comes when, no longer relying on God, you neglect to focus your eyes on Him. Only when God brings you to a sudden stop will you realize that you have been the loser. Whenever there's a spiritual drain in your life, correct it immediately. Realize that something has been coming between you and God and change it or remove it at once. I will repeat, our spiritual strength begins to be drained when we stop lifting our eyes to Him. And whenever there's a spiritual drain in our life, we need to correct it immediately because we'll feel the drawing or the presence of the Lord drawing away from us. So realize that something is coming between you and God and change and remove it immediately. Thank you for listening to this short devotional thought. Hopefully, we'll be able to get together next week and be with each other. I'd like to spend some time in prayer next week in our class together, so please come and participate and join. Have a good week.